to start making the crust for our quiche. It's a very simple crust, but it's so light and flaky. We're going to make 2 quiche today. So we're going to be doubling the recipe for the quiche because we want to make 2 so that everyone can try it that wants to try it. So we're doing 1 cup of flour, a stick of earth balanced butter. That's my butter that I'm using today, but you can use any plant-based butter will work. Someone over there saying earth balance tastes better, but that's her. So we're just going to cut in our butter, and then we're going to add cold water to this, because that's what makes the crust nice and flaky. And you just add enough water until you form a dough. So the reason I decided to make the quiche was my daughter and I used to love going to eat quiche at Starbucks. But of course it wasn't plant-based, so we had to figure out how to make it plant-based. And this was the closest we could get to plant-based, to the flavor and texture, but still using all products from plants, which is better for health. Okay, so that's all cut in. The butter is all cut in. We're going to add cold water to form a dough. We're going to slowly add it. So we're going to divide this dough in 2 because we have 2 quiche dish. I'm going to have my daughter do one while I'm doing the other. Oh, you're just going to press this in. You might have to add a little flour if it's too wet, Nala, so you can get it spread out. And then once you do this, we're going to put this in the freezer while I make the middle for the quiche. Like I said, this is a quick and easy recipe. It's really not hard to do. And that's why I like making this particular one, because I like to be able to do things that are efficient, not difficult. I used to think that making a crust was so hard, and this one turned out to be so easy to do. So we're going to put this in the freezer while I make the middle of the quiche. So for the middle of the quiche, I'm going to put this away. I don't know why my children keep leaving the pantry open. So for the middle of the quiche, we're going to cut up some veggies. So let's move this out the way so he can see what I'm doing. And so for the middle, it's just veggies, and you can use any veggies you like. You could use broccoli. It has, make sure the crust go all the way up to the top, okay? Okay. And you could use, I use just egg for this quiche, and it is so light and delicious. So we're going to cut up our veggies. And you can grow your own bell peppers. This year was my first year doing a garden, and it was one of the best things I did. It really helped out in making sure I had fresh ingredients available for cooking. So you don't have to, but I add fresh parsley and fresh basil to this. Nala, could you go cut me a little bit of fresh parsley and a little bit of fresh basil? I like to use avocado oil, but you could use any oil. And this is just a saute. And you could use as much vegetable as you want. I did give everybody measurements. These are tomatoes from my garden that I'm gonna add in there. So you could add as much vegetables as you like. You control how much vegetables are in it. Basil is right next to the parsley. Yeah, they both are basil. So just bring me a couple, just a little piece. It has to be labeled. Yes. Oh. I just needed 4 leaves.
Oh, well, you didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Bring my. You don't pull it out. That's why I said cut. So when you cut basil, bring the basil to me.
I thought it was a Brit, so I was gonna snap it, and then the root came out.
We just want like 4 leaves of basil. We don't want a whole tree in the quiche.
You want me to like replant it?
You're just videotaping that for fun, right?
You give up.
It's okay. I'll have to use it. Stick it in that thing so I can use it. So when you're cooking with inexperienced help, you get a whole branch of basil instead of a. But because I have an indoor garden, we were able to replant it. So I just cut up some artichokes and put that in there. And we're just sauteing these vegetables till they're cooked. And then we're gonna add some spinach to it. So my spinach is right here, ready to go. In the meantime, I will put I'm gonna do the just egg. So I'm shaking up my just egg, and I'm gonna pour them into my pan, and then I'm gonna add my mozzarella to the just egg. My assistant is over there stirring while I'm doing this. Hopefully she won't put a branch of basil in there. Oh, sorry. It's gonna be a while before I forget about that. So I'm just putting the just egg. This is my center, but I'm sauteing my vegetable. And then I'm gonna break my, this is Miyoko's mozzarella. You can use any cheese that you like. I prefer this brand because it's, no. This is a plant-based cheese that I really like, and it gives a good flavor to the quiche. So I'm breaking it into little pieces. The good thing about this quiche is you can make it in advance. So like I said, these recipes are really like for your children, especially if they're not plant-based yet and they are leery of it. This is something that they're more likely going to eat because it's very close to what they'd eaten previously. Like I said, and my daughter and I love quiche, so we had to perfect this recipe. I tried doing it with tofu, but it wasn't light enough. So this worked out better for me using the just egg. So that was really a nice addition to our lifestyle. And then how much vegan Parmesan cheese we're using? It says 2 teaspoons, so yeah, I'm just gonna dump some in. My son's making faces. So we need the chicken seasoning. Here, give me the black salt. The chicken seasoning, I'm sorry. I grabbed the black salt. Yeah, 2 handfuls of spinach. We're just gonna do it till it just, spinach dissolves very quickly. I truly don't measure for this recipe, but I had to write out measurements because everybody kept asking me for the recipe. Because it's really what you want, what you have in your house. The important parts are the spinach and the artichoke. Everything else is additional. We just added some no salt organic seasoning to add some more flavor. And then we're gonna add our vegan chicken seasoning. And black salt. It's Himalayan black salt. So we're gonna add this to our egg mixture. We're going to mix this all together. So this is the middle for the quiche. And so once we finish baking biscuits, as you can, I'm sure you've seen these biscuits. Oh, you already, yeah. So we finished our biscuits, and we also have over here some scrambled tofu that will be served with the biscuits. And we have fresh pineapple that will be served with the biscuits. Now, while we're waiting for the oven, because we only have one oven because I'm at home. So while we're waiting for the oven, we're gonna start making our tea. Nala, can you go get me a gallon of alkaline water? So the tea that we're making is actually immune booster, especially with COVID and all the things going on around us. We want to make sure that we're keeping our immune system elevated. So this tea is something that I recommend that everyone who's out and about, that's mixing with the public, and I'm one of them, and anytime my family go out with the public, I recommend they drink some of this tea because it does boost the immune system. Because with viruses, there's really no exact treatment for viruses besides treating the symptoms, but you can build your immune system so you're able to fight off the virus. So in this recipe, we have fresh pineapple skins, which is why we're serving pineapple with our meal today. And 3 lemons. And you cut up you put the whole lemon in. The whole thing goes in. So 3 lemons. So I'm going to cut up the lemons to go in. You want to make sure you wash them first, of course. And 3 oranges. Again, make sure they're washed. And I already washed the ginger, and then we're just gonna, you could either slice up the ginger, but I like to put it in my food processor because it chops it up smaller. Because after I'm finished with this, I grind it all up and I put it in my garden to add nutrition to the garden. So I have the fresh ginger that I washed and drained already. This is a very important recipe. I really want you to share this with people and let them know that they don't have to be scared of a virus, but to take the precautions that's necessary so that their bodies can heal itself. You could put in as much ginger as you like. I really like ginger, so I put extra ginger. But you only need 4 cups of ginger to make this recipe. But of course, I'm going to use up all the ginger I already washed. So we're going to use this all up. But like I said, I like the extra ginger. I like to feel that fire, a little burn. And I drink my immune booster. So we're going to put all this ginger in here, which is really good for you. It heals your stomach lining, your entire GI tract lining, so it makes it harder for you to absorb viruses. So that's why that's in there. The pineapple and lemon also helps your immune system, but it also makes where you don't have to add sugar, because I don't add sugar to this drink or any sweetener. And I use the alkaline water. Just pour that in. And then we're going to put this on the stove, and it's going to sit on the stove for about an hour, and then we're going to let it cool. Now, once it's all cool, you will have a drink. You just strain it out, and you have a drink that you can keep in your refrigerator. When people come over, you can offer them something to help build their immune system, or you can take it with you to work. If it's like myself, I take it with me to work to drink every day at lunch, and when I come home, I drink a glass. So we're just waiting for the end products of our quiche. Yeah. And then we'll be on. So I want to thank each one of you for being a part of our cooking class. I hope these recipes help you to just eat healthier, to keep your heart healthy, because that's the important thing. The most important organ in our body is our heart. So we want heart healthy foods, and these foods will help your children to eat healthy and keep you healthy. Thank you so much for joining Canal and Restoration Center SDA with their final cooking class of 2020. See you next year.